Everybody, please rise. We will now pay honor and respect to the flag of our country. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everybody may be seated.
Good afternoon. I'm Mrs. Westby. I am the advisor, the senior advisor for Rho Kappa. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today to supporting our students, family, friends, members of our central office. Dr. Degnan is here. Our principal, Mr. Mikowski, is here also to be a part of this induction. We'd just like to acknowledge that our newest members of the National Council of the Social Studies, we are presenting them to the parents, to family members, and we'd also like to thank the Social Studies Department for continually supporting this particular honor society. I would now like to introduce to you Mr. Ward. He is our department chairman of the Social Studies Department.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're in for a great program. I want to say congratulations to the new inductees. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I want to thank everybody's parents and guardians for promoting this kinds of activity. And I want to thank our central office and our building administration, Dr. Degnan, Mr. Mikowski, and none of this at all would be possible if not for Mrs. Westby. So if we can give Mrs. Westby, Mr. Kashmer, and Dr. Bransfield a round of applause. And without further ado, we have one special thing that we like to do every year is where we induct a new honoree. And this year's honoree is Mr. Donald Bird. Mr. Bird is the president of our local NAACP chapter and also the president and chairman of the Don Bird Cultural Foundation. Mr. Bird? We are recognizing Mr. Bird for his contributions to our civic community.
Okay, with that being said, good evening. Okay, how's everybody doing today? Good. I'd like to take this time again to also congratulate the Rho Kappas, the graduates that are here, also members of the society. And again, I'm also going to give a shout out to the parents, because if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't be here. What I'm going to do is I want to get a little bit closer, so if you don't mind, I'm going to come down more to the, get off the podium and come over to the PowerPoint presentation. So again, my name is Donald Bird, and I am the president of the Bayonne, of the NAACP Bayonne chapter, and I'm also president of the Donald Bird Cultural Foundation. So if you give me 1 second just to step down. Matter of fact, does this work, Edith?
Should be. Peter, is that working? Yes, it is.
That's working, it's just fine. You know, today is also a very special day for me. And why do I say that? Because I'm also a graduate of not only Bayonne High School, and also, again, you have to make sure that you give me a hat, because I'm wearing my university hat. I'm also a graduate of the University of Massachusetts. I have a bachelor's in economics, and also a master's in regional planning and development certification as an assistant principal. I worked as an assistant principal in New York for the last 30 years before retirement, and I work with the board here in Bayonne. Just a little bit about myself. Again, as I mentioned to you, I'm here, the president of the Bayonne branch of NAACP, and in last year I was also here in terms of addressing the group, addressing I did a very good job last year, or I did a horrible job and invited me back. So hopefully you'll be there with me and hopefully I can be successful this year. And anyway, moving forward. Rho Kappa, I had a chance to look it up. The Rho Kappa, as you can see, is an honor society. It's also part of the National Council for the Social Studies for high school and for college students. Now, when I was here in school, they didn't use that term back then, social studies. They used the term history. And throughout the years, again, they changed it over to social studies because you see that history is just a component of social studies. So I'm sure many of you went to school back in the day, you know some of the history back then. I'm sure these folks remember. Some of them had it again in the rest of the audience. So what exactly is social studies? As you can see, social studies is a science that integrates the study of multiple fields: history, culture, government, civics, psychology, sociology, urban studies, finance, humanities. But to understand this social studies, basically it all revolves around history. Again, it all revolves around history. And I had a chance to actually look into the types of historians. And I was listening to the valedictorian and salutatorian basically talk about their mission or in terms of what they did here with the Rho Kappa. And it just fell in line with what I was thinking of in terms of, right now, all of you that are a part of the Rho Kappa, I gotta congratulate you because you know what? You are actually historians, believe it or not. The work that you've done for Rho Kappa, you are now considered a historian. Are you a living historian? Not yet. Need a little bit more age and you'll be there. Are you a oral historian? Again, that comes with time, with age. Dr. Devin, you definitely can testify to that. Are you a living legend? Like me? No. But anyway, we're moving forward. What you are is that you are considered a civic-minded person. A civic-minded person. And you know, that is one of the many types of being a historian. All right, so I got to congratulate you on that. The fact that you have ventured into the field of being a historian. So again, can I get a round of applause for So just if you didn't know, and I'm sure when you hear the speech from the salutatorian, I'll try to explain it a little better, but a civic-minded person, by definition, refers to the actions, activities of individuals that are motivated by or that show concern for the public good or humanity. As a whole, in other words, a civic-minded person is willing to participate in activities that benefit their communities, such as volunteering. Okay, such as volunteering. So again, that's the category that you folks fit into. You are civic-minded, okay, and as a result of you volunteering, you just put yourself into that category. Now, that film that came on briefly moving us forward, that was a film that I had put on, actually that the Bayonne Board of Education and myself and the NAACP, we put that together in terms of being able to talk about the past contributions of African Americans for the city of Bayonne. And one of the things behind me, actually, my drive in going to Dr. Devin in terms of being able to put this video together was the fact that I thought about Robert Henry, who basically said a generation which ignores history has no past and no future. Marcus Garvey said, a people without the knowledge of their past, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. A quote by the famous Dr. John Henry Clark, beautifully illustrates the importance of history in shaping our understanding of the present and guiding us toward the future. History serves as a lens through which we can learn from the past, understanding our current situation, circumstance, and envision a path forward. By recognizing our past achievements and mistakes, we can navigate the complexities of the present and strive to create a better future. So you see, that's the platform, that's the link, that's where you're at right now. Okay, the research, the volunteering that you're doing. I'm sure a lot of you are college bound and going to college. Some of you might actually end up being in history majors. So you can see the importance of what you're doing now. Let me just also say something to you too. Things that you work on as in high school, believe it or not, that's going to be a part of your toolbox. And you'd be surprised at some of the things that you've learned now that you're going to be able to pull out of your toolbox and apply it. And you never know, you might be able to make probably end up making an earning off that. Making a living off of that. So right now, I can't congratulate you guys enough. I'm honored to be in your presence. As you've seen before, moving us forward, that was just an introduction, I'm not going to go into that. But let me just also go on to say that history is a continuum into which we all play a role. So everything that you do moving forward, okay, you are part of history. You're making history. That's exactly what you're doing right now. You are making history. Again, you are historians. I'm going to conclude by saying, I'm going to put forth a challenge to you. And that challenge is for you to continue to reach out further and invest in your community. Okay, so that's the challenge that you're getting from me today. Again, today is my 50th anniversary from being in this auditorium, because I graduated in 1974. I know that's a long time, right? So what's older than you guys are? You guys are? They're not my age? Well, anyway. All right, so with that being said, I congratulate you. Parents, I congratulate you too, and thank you for having me.
I'd just like to thank also, slipped my mind, I'd like to also thank our Mr. Craig and his wonderful department who deals with all of this stuff in the room, okay? Okay, all bells and whistles and more. So I'd like to give a round of applause to Mr. Craig and to his staff, Mr. Wallers, Mr. Hastings, thank you very much for your support. And now we will begin. And this is our valedictorian we found out this morning. Come on up here.
Candidates, you are being presented for induction in Rho Kappa, a society whose purpose is to honor excellence in the social studies. It is an honor to be selected for membership organization, and I congratulate each of you for attaining this distinction. Our name, Rho Kappa, is taken from two words of the Semitic origin. Rho is derived from resh, meaning head, and Kappa is derived from kap, which means palm of the hand. Both these terms symbolize our firm belief that knowledge without service is useless. Each of you meets the requirements for membership, and this includes superior work in social studies classes and participation in school or community service. Your work demonstrates the qualities of industry, initiative, and reliability. The principal purpose of Rho Kappa is to stimulate a deeper and more comprehensive understanding of all the academic disciplines comprising in the social studies curriculum. Thus, on this occasion, it is appropriate to take a moment and reflect on the significance and the contributions of social studies in the development of the individual. And now, the white candle.
The white candle represents veritas, or truth. According to Nadine Gordimer, South African author and Nobel laureate, the truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is. In social studies, we seek the truth. The truth we seek is untarnished by prejudice or bias. It is this search that leads to greater understanding of the world and humanity's place in it.
And now the green candle.
The green candle stands for scientia, or knowledge. The Greek philosopher and dramatist Euripides stated, "Whoso neglects learning in his youth loses the past, and is dead for the future. As a member of Rho Kappa, you have the distinction of being one who seeks knowledge in your youth, and you are therefore building upon your understanding of the past in order to create your future of your own and that of the world in which we live in.
And now the gold candle.
The gold candle represents Sapenta, or wisdom. As Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes said, it is the province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. Wisdom is the tool we use to discern what is true and how we value that truth.
And now the blue candle.
The blue candle represents officium, or service. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Indian political leader Mahatma Gandhi once said, "True civic engagement and school or community service lies not within what you do, but why you do it." I would like for the 2023 Rho Kappa members to introduce the newest members. Firstly with Joyce Azar and Iman Beg.
Jomana Bebawi.
Farida Gadallah and Mariam Gandhi Baki.
Aaron McCullough.
Mira Kamal.
Mina Zahir.
David Bakit.
Peter Calduz.
Abigail Kadir.
Jessica Naim.
Mark Fuad.
Miriam Dasuki Mohammed.
Helen Chokri.
Melissa Karanche.
Siddharth Pradhan.
Jonair Rezkala.
Mira Makar.
Victoria Lenga.
Mia Monty.
Ramez Hannah.
Michael Van Doren.
Samantha Diaz.
Princess Jacate.
Miriam Gergis.
Carly Lynn.
Amy Mingo.
You have now heard briefly the major characteristics of a Rho Kappa scholar. Those of you who agree that you will strive to fulfill these fundamental principles, please rise for induction and recite the oath. I state your name. Do promise to serve others, to search for truth, to utilize knowledge, and to seek wisdom through the pursuit of academic excellence in the social studies. I promise service to Bayonne High School and to the community for true scholars of the social studies. Lead by example. We now declare you members of Rho Kappa.
An honor society has little meaning without service. Please accept our promise to serve at your request, whatever the needs for our high school. Thank you all for joining us today to honor these students.
We'd like to thank you all for coming in, taking time out of your day to share this time with us. Students, you are dismissed.